Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the Kosargi Nightguard from Cursed City. Here we go, here are our two Kosargi Nightguards that come in the Cursed City box set, and they're great looking miniatures. In this video we'll go through and have a close look at the models themselves, then we'll look at their hostile reference card and work through their weapon actions, special rules and their behaviour table. But before we do that, let's find out a little bit of background about the Kosargi Nightguard and find out what brings these two beasts to the Cursed City. When he felt the first stirrings of his empowerment in the wake of the Shyish Necroquake, Radakar displayed the utter lack of mercy that has defined his existence by slaughtering all of his Kosargi ogres, the fearsome mercenary warriors that had served him loyally for centuries. Using the foulest necromantic magic, he then had them raised as unliving colossi that they might continue to serve as his night guard, utterly devoted and all but impossible to destroy. In death, the fur-clad warriors of the Kosargi serve Radakar the Wolf as fiercely as they did in life. They are his jailers, executioners and enforcers, cadaverous brutes whose hunger for flesh has not abated in death. The thunderous stomp of their boots causes the populace of Ulfenkarn to scatter like blood roaches, for wherever the Kosargi Nightguard roam, slaughter is soon to follow. Though they are slow and lumbering warriors, their rotting flesh can absorb the most grievous wounds as they swing their bardiches, hewing their foes into bloody chunks. So that's a great introduction to the Kosargi Nightguard and what they're up to in the Cursed City, and so Radakar's brought them along to serve and protect him. But let's take a look at these miniatures. So we get two different ones, and here's the first one, and I would say these were really easy to build. I'm really happy with how they went together. So looking at the joins, these are pretty good actually. So for the push fit that don't require glue, they go together really well. But I glued them, so these are really put together nice and tight, ready for painting. There was a little bit tricky on one of these, which is this guy, where you had to just push the head under this kind of little bit of fur here, so I had to go underneath, and it didn't look kind of intuitive to do that. So just watch out for that. You have to put a bit of pressure on it, and I think these are quite fragile, so there's potential for damage there. But I love the little rat that's just sat in the front there. He's got a key, it looks like, so he's up to something, and that's a nice little touch. And you see a lot of these little rats and things on all the different miniatures. But this one went together well as well, so the joins are nice and smooth. We can do a little bit of filing maybe there and work that, make it a little bit neater. But overall, these two came out really well. So really happy with these, and the detail's fantastic, as we would expect by now on all the Games Workshop miniatures. So now we've seen the models up close, let's take a look at their hostile reference card. And we've already gone through Radakar the Wolf, and I'll be doing videos for all the different hostiles and villains and also for all the heroes. So check those out, and if you're watching this in the future, they'll all be on the channel already. I'll be working through what elements of this reference card means, but for now we'll just run through it so we can get a kind of feel for what these hostiles are all about and some of the actions and behaviours that they bring to the game. But I'll also be producing a full rule series that work through all the rules for Cursed City, so we'll know exactly how to play it. But let's get started with the card. And first of all, we can see we get the image here of the hostile, and that's going to match the image that we see on all the fighters that we see in the models that represent them. Then we get what's called a hostile category name, and this is the Kosargi Nightguard. And then we've got their movement value, which is 3, wounds 10, and the size. These guys are obviously large, these are pretty big. And then the weapon action here is a bardich, I hope I'm saying that right, basically a big axe. That's a melee type weapon, and we're going to use 2 dice for this, which are the D8 dice that you can see here. And these are kind of the mid-range. You've got the square ones like this, and they're the kind of lowest probability of getting a success or a critical success. And then we've also got this one, the D12, and that's going to give us the highest chance of a success or critical success, and that's what matches up with the damage here. So you can see the damage is 3 on a success, 4 on a critical success. So let's get rid of these dice here. So there we go, that's the weapon action, and the special rules for the Kosargi Nightguard are nice and simple. Just one called Deathly Vigor. Each time this hostile suffers damage, the leader must roll the quest dice. If the result is a 10+, reduce the damage suffered by 2 to a minimum of 1. And this is the quest dice, this black dice here, again another D12, so that's our quest dice. Then we've got our behaviour table, and with this we use the quest dice to roll for them, and then if it's a roll of 1 to 3 they advance, on a 4 to 9 they charge, and on a 10 to 12 they do a lumbering charge. And again, I'll go through these, what all this means in detail when we do the rules videos. But for the lumbering charge, each acting hostile makes 2 move actions. While making those move actions, each hostile can move adjacent to heroes without ending its move action. After both of these move actions have been made, each acting hostile must be adjacent to as many heroes as possible. Each acting hostile then attacks each adjacent hero once. So that's going to give us a good idea of how these kind of guys want to get stuck in. They want to get in the middle of the action, as close to as many of the heroes as they can, and then deal out as much damage as possible to all of them. So that, you know, combining that with the special rules, these are going to be pretty tough, and yeah, can't wait to see how they play in the actual game. So at the top of the card, you'll notice this little icon, and this is the icon for the daytime, and this relates to the side of the card we use when the sky vessel board is in the daytime squares. And then once we start getting into the nightfall space, we flip the card, and then this is going to give them the inspired side of the card. And here you'll see the icons change now. We've got like this moon icon, and this relates to the nightfall space on the sky vessel board. And when nightfall falls in the Cursed City, things get a bit more hairy and scary for our heroes, and you'll see that now our Kosargi Nightguard are empowered, and they've still got the same weapon, move, wounds and size, and the dice have changed though. Now instead of having the 2 D8 dice, we're actually going to use a D8 and a D12. So we've got our D12 and our D8, and so now there's a higher probability of a success and critical success. And you'll notice the damage for those success is now 4, and critical success is a 6. So that's really changed as they've empowered. We've also got some changes within the special rules. The result is now a 9+, and you'll see that the behaviour table has changed as well. So now it's just, instead of an advance, then a charge, then a lumbering charge, now it's only a charge on a 1 to 7 and a lumbering charge on an 8 to 12. So there's a lot more chance for them to do more damage now, and also that's reducing the suffering by 2 to a minimum of 1. That's also increased that chances of that too. So that sums up the hostile reference card for our Kosargi Nightguard, and this gives us a good idea of what they're doing in Cursed City. So it'd be great to hear what you think about these here, and if you've played the game already, how do you think they perform? It'd be great to hear your thoughts and feedback, and also in the comment section below, who's your favourite hero so far, and which hostile or villain do you like the best? I've put a link in the description below where you can pick up Cursed City if you haven't already, and hopefully they'll restock it. Although we have been seeing lots of articles recently saying that they're not actually planning to restock the game, and so I think we're going to wait for some real confirmation on this, but it's not sounding too great. But I'll still put that link, because if they do release it, that's going to be there, ready and waiting, with a nice discount at Element Games too. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'd be great to see you there. I hope you enjoyed the video, and this gave you a little introduction to Kosargi Nightguard and what they're all about. And look out for all the other videos on the heroes and the hostiles, and I'll also be doing painting videos and how to play rules guides for the game. So thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.